To find the slope from any 2 points or from a table like this one that doesn't give you the slope and it doesn't give you the y-intercept, you have to find both of those pieces first. So the first step you want to do is find the slope. So that's number 1. We're looking for slope. And we're going to do this by looking for the change in any 2 points. You want to go from a point that's more left on the graph and move to a point that's more right. So any 2, it doesn't really matter though, so you can pick any 2 you want. I'm going to go ahead and just pick the first 2 on our list, so this one and this one. And I can tell which one would be on the graph more left by the one that has the lowest x value here. So I want to know, how do I go from 18, I'm going to add something to it, that's the change in our x value. So change in x, so whatever that change is, I'm going to add that to 18 and it's going to turn into a 29. So minus 18 from both sides. This adds up to 0, so my change in x is going to be 11. Then I'm going to do the same thing for the y value. So I want to know, how do I get from a 64? So I'm going to add the change in y. And it's going to turn it into a 97. So minus 64 from both sides. And my 64s add up to nothing, so they go away. And my change in y is going to be 33. So slope, remember slope is just the change in y divided by the change in x. So here's my change in x, here's my change in y. So now I just put them together. So slope for this table is going to be 33 divided by 11. And then if you reduce this down to its smallest form, that's going to be the same thing as 3 over 1. Okay, the next step is to find the y-intercept. So you're going to do that by using your y equals mx plus b equation and plugging in 3 pieces to find the missing 4th piece. So in this case, I can use any point to put in for my y value here and any x value here, and then I just found the slope, so I have a number to put here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use the same point that I just used. So I'm going to use the 1864 again. So my point is 18, 64, and that just comes straight off of the table. Remember, this is x and this is y, and you're going to plug each one into each piece. So y turns into 64. My slope I just found right here, that's 3 over 1. That gets multiplied times the x value, which is 18. And then I add that to my y-intercept. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of arithmetic here, multiplication, then we're going to subtract it over to the other side to figure out what b has to be. So 3 times 18 is going to turn into 54. And I'm going to bring everything else down. And then I need to subtract 54 from both sides to get the b by itself. And I'm going to get a value of 10 for b. Now I just put my equation together. So the last step is to put it together and check it. Okay, so we're going to put y equals our slope, which is 3 or 3 over 1, x plus 10. So I'm going to check this using another point. Let's use the other point that we used before. So we're going to use 29. And again, you can use any point on the table that you want to. They all should make this thing true. Okay, so here's my x, here's my y. When I plug this x in here, then I should get 97 for my answer. So we're just going to check that. So y equals 3 times 29 plus 10. So 3 times 29 is 87 plus 10. So 87 plus 10 is 97. So when I use a 29 for my x, my y turns into a 97, and that's exactly what we said it should be in our table. So yes, we've checked it and it's good.